Last Tuesday, the church celebrated the feast of exaltation of the Holy Cross. And we reflected on the cross, which is the love of God. Christ emptied himself and died on the cross, and his love saved the whole world. Today in the gospel, while Jesus proclaimed his passion and death, the disciples is discussing who will be the greatest among them. Jesus wishes to love and serve, but they only think of authority and ruling. The disciples walk on the same road with Jesus, but they don't have the same mind as Jesus. And this is a big gap between them and Jesus. In our life, many times we also don't have the same mind as Jesus. We follow him. We believe in him. We make the sign of the cross. We venerate the Holy Cross. But there is a big gap between Jesus and us. Our society tells us that being first, being the best, is always important because of its power and authority. And because people desire power and authority so much, they will do anything to get them, even fighting and killing each other. In the first reading today in the book of wisdom mentioned that the wicked try to beset the good one. And St. James tells us in the second reading, jealousy and selfish ambition happen anywhere in the world, and even among members in the church. People envy others. Maybe we don't have a big fight with each other, but inside we may have a little bit of jealousy and envy. We may jealous with the success of someone. We may envy other people, their looks, their possessions, their spirit. In one way or another, we may deny others good things. We envy because someone is the best among us. Actually, being the greatest or want to be the first is not bad. It's not a sin. Saint Therese wished to be a big saint. And St. Paul tells Timothy that whoever aspires to the office of bishop desires a noble task. Bishop is a noble task. And Jesus once said, whoever humbles himself like a child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Jesus wants us to be the greatest, but the greatest in his way. Jesus showed us that the value of being the greatest is not power, authority, but love. We proclaim that God is love. Jesus emptied himself, taking the form of a slave. He was born poor and died poor. He even knelt down to wash his disciples' feet. And this is the value of being first. Jesus invites us today, if anyone wishes to be first, he shall be the last of all and the servant of all. When we hear this, we usually think that this is a big task. And yes, indeed, this is the invitation of Jesus to each one of us to love and to serve others. But I think many of you already have done this in your family, and maybe you forget. You are the parents. You are the greatest in your family. However, I know that every day you still kneel down to wash your children's feet, and you change diapers for them, and you work like a servant for your children. You are the greatest, but you become the least to serve. And at the end of the gospel, Jesus says, whoever receives one child such as this in my name, receive me. And whoever receives me, receive not me, but the one who sent me. Children are usually helpless and neglected. I remember when I was in my small village, Cư Xá, in Vietnam, a long time ago. It's a small village. And children have no shoes at all, with torn clothes. They play on streets and swim in very dirty river. And sometimes they die over there. Nobody knows. And later they found the body over there. Parents have to work, and there's no law to protect them. It's normal. And when we have a party at home, I remember, I say that priests always have a best place, priest in Vietnam. And then the people have authority and power, and then men, and then women. Sometimes women in the kitchen. But children, they have to go outside or go somewhere to play over there. And when the party finishes and they come back and have a leftover, it's normal over there because they are children. Here in America, children are number one. They are protected by the law, the government, and the church. However, to me, it's really sad when we hear that many of them are still abused by different kinds of people. Many of them are victims of sexually, physically, or mentally abused. And it happens in anywhere, in family, in school, and even in the church. And because children are helpless and have no voice, especially the babies in the womb, people easily to get rid of them. Some people are pro-choice, but thanks be to God, many of you are still pro-life. You accept your child as a gift from God, even though you may have to sacrifice something in your life. Maybe your beauty, maybe your time, your money, your fame, your status, your relationship, or even your power and authority. But you continue to do that and pray and encourage and help others to do the same. My brothers and sisters, the value of being first is not to dominate with power, but to love with service. Jesus invites us to choose the value of love by living for our children, our spouses, our parents, and our neighbors. And when we begin to live for others with love, we have the same mind as Jesus. And we know and we believe that Jesus is always true and real, yesterday, today, and forever.